Every bold dream begins with a daring question. Can this even be built? From the very beginning, Houston Airport Systems dreamed of an iconic, interactive landmark that would make travelers stop and look up, take photos, and even experience a moment of wonder. Ford AV and other top technologists joined together with content creators, and the vision for Oculus was born. Early in the process, designers partnered closely with the architects to turn a nearly impossible elliptical cone display from concept to something that could actually be built, all without compromising the original design.
I mean, the complexity in doing a non-curvilinear or non-linear shape is that you want to be able to have, for the content people's sake, an X and a Y. So when you look at a typical monitor on your desk, it's, has a resolution, X by Y. As soon as you get into something that's non-uniform like this, or non-rectilinear or non-curvilinear, you've got to be able to deal with that. The original design for this, it was an ellipse or a parabolic shape, which meant that every single one of the vertical columns was different. And talking to the architect, we said, look, you can do that, but you can simplify this by tenfold. You can make something that looks like an elliptical cone, but it's in fact three different sections of three different geometrical cones. And a geometrical cone is a lot easier to tile. It's about 2,000 square feet, which puts it in an echelon of LED screens. It's certainly the most complex thing that we've endeavored to do. So at some point, we're putting in the last cabinet and the last nixel. And if that opening for that last nixel is, a tenth of a millimeter too small, you won't be able to get it in. We've got really the best team in the industry to pull this stuff off. I mean, between the people at Ford and their expertise, you got to make this thing work at the end of the day. And it's a logistical effort just to install anything in an airport, let alone something this complex.
Before the first display tile could be placed, the building itself had to meet precise standards, rarely seen on more common construction sites.
Most of the dust is going to come from the floor. Doing the terrazzo, they'll lay that out and then they grind it and polish it. So there's still thousands of square feet of flooring that have to be done before we can even get in here.
We were promised dust-free, clear, and access to this whole area. The tolerance, if any, is very minimal. So a lot of inspections, a lot of lasers that we need to put up there to make sure this wall is ready for us before we even start. Typically, when I approach it, I like to build the cabinets or structure, in this case, all at once. I don't think we're going to have that liberty this time. We're going to have to build kind of from a center point and work our way out, making sure everything aligns as we go. Because if we go too far and we get to the point where it's not aligning, that mismatch point might be 2 days in the reverse,
The other part I'm kind of concerned about, and we just got to make sure we address, is we've got to be centered in this opening too. Part of our tolerance has to be allow us to center between the handrails that overlook this. Otherwise, it'll look funky.
From a complex concept to a physical prototype to the earliest days of construction, the foundation of Oculus was built long before the first tile reached the airport. And this is where the story of Oculus begins. Be on the lookout for episode 2 of Oculus, an immersive experience where we will deep dive into technical specs, LED configuration, structure, control systems, and media integration.